John Jorgenson here with you today, and I've got a conversation going with Michael Schnitzer, president of Stanley Martin Custom Homes. Welcome back. So we're going to chat for just a quick segment here about why would anybody want to build a new home versus renovating a home. I think a lot of people say, well, hey, John, I've got a home that was built in 1945 and we're thinking about putting a second floor on, but we're also going to think about building a new home. What are the advantages, disadvantages to renovating versus just tearing down and building a new home?
Great question. So Stanley Martin started as Stanley Martin Custom Homes and Renovation. So we're certainly familiar with both business models. We abandoned the renovation business model in early 2000 because we said to ourselves, we can deliver a new home for about the same price that we could renovate. Now, when I say renovate, not just replacing a kitchen or putting in maybe a small sunroom, but renovating, i.e. top hatting a home, we can do it for about the same price. So number one is if you're looking at a large renovation, the price is pretty much equal to building new.
Right.
Now the nuance with that is if you build new, the return on investment, right? So this whole build process is lifestyle and return on investment. So if you renovate, your home will always be a 1950s home or a 1940s home renovated.
Right, and let me just jump in on that, and that is because in the tax record, the year the home was built, if you do a renovation, will still remain the same.
Absolutely.
And if you actually rip the foundation out of the ground and build a new home, you're going to have in the tax record that your home was built in whatever year it was completed.
Exactly. And the advantage is to having an old foundation with using cinder block versus a monolithically poured concrete foundation with steel and the different waterproofing and drain tile systems. It's just night and day. Right. So one is you're getting all the latest construction materials and techniques in your home. The other is the homes that are built new, they're open design, the energy envelopes are totally different. So there's just, we could talk for hours on the difference between renovating and building new.
Right.
I would say at the highest level, and John, you know this, when we do have a customer who has looked at building, at renovating, and perhaps they've spent a year with a designer and now they're getting it priced out, those customers are almost ready to come in and meet with us and sign a contract that day because they understand that the renovation model, business model, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and they see the value. We can't tell you almost viscerally as a buyer need to go through the experience to see it. The other thing that I would say is if you're renovating, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So if a renovation is $400,000, just picking a number, and you think that that's the number, you don't know until you start opening up the walls what other things that you're going to find, things that may set the project from a time frame back because something may have to be re-engineered, or you have to do something with the electric and bring it up to code, or a structural item, or termite. I mean, there's just so many things that can occur that a $400,000 project can easily turn into $500,000 at a blink of an eye.
Right, and I think that's a really important point because most folks don't realize when they go into a renovation, it's an estimate. And the renovator is giving them an estimate on what it is going to cost to do the renovation, and then all these other things may or may not come up along the way, but they usually do.
That doesn't mean that they won't have proposals for cabinets
Right.
But there are things that are hidden that they just won't know until they go through the project.
Exactly. So the advantages of building new are you're going to get a new monolithic foundation. You're not going to have to worry about old technology. From a return on investment perspective, you're going to have a home that's built in the current year versus a dated tax record from when the original foundation was poured. We use modern materials, low VOC and healthy building materials, low moisture materials, and there are many other benefits to building new versus renovating, which we can certainly go into great detail with you on if you want to go down that path.
So John, one last thing is we focus back on customer experience. So for sure, a customer that's coming through the renovation project with the hiccups is going to have a less satisfying experience than if you were building new.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean, so whether it's a renovation or building new, homes are built with tens of thousands of parts and pieces. That doesn't mean, I mean, they're built by humans, and we're fallible. But if you do a correlation, building new, from an experiential perspective, you're going to have less hiccups, less surprises, and a better experience.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because we put all those parts and pieces together every day, and we do it very well.
Right.
And we know what all the nuances are. And when you're trying to do a renovation, you're dealing with a
group of unknowns.
Exactly. Yeah. Very good. All right, Michael. Well, thank you for that discussion. So we're going to continue on with our series of discussions here. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back shortly.